'cause it's a super sweet symphony, this life. Learn to make ends meet. You create your own money, then you fly. It takes you down the only road that you can go down. You know, the one that takes you to the places where all of us meet, yeah. Oh, change, I can change, I can change, I can change, 'cause I'm here in my moment, I'm here in my moment. Touch a million different people from one day to the next. I can change my moment, oh, 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 oh. Well, I always pray, and tonight I'm on my knees, yeah. I love to hear some sounds, recognize the light in me, yeah. I let the melody shine, let it cleanse my mind. I feel free now. And the airwaves are clean, and my beloved is singing to me now. Oh, change, I can change, I can change, I can change, 'cause I'm here in my moment, I'm here in my moment. Touch a million different people from one day to the next. I can change my moment, oh, 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 oh. I can change, I can change, I can change, I can change. I can change, I can change, I can change. 'Cause it's a super sweet symphony, this life. Learn to make ends meet. You create your own money, then you fly. Oh, change, I can change, I can change, I can change, 'cause I'm here in my moment, I'm here in my moment. Touch a million different people from one day to the next. I can change my moment, oh, 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 oh. I can change, I can change, I can change, I can change. I can change, I can change, I can change, I can change. Just love and guidance, melody and silence. 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 Just love and guidance, melody and silence.
Hello everyone, I'm Carmen and I'm very happy to do the meditation for you today. First of all, I want you to take a deep breath in and gently exhale. Allow yourself to relax fully. Let your thoughts or worries slow down. And give yourself permission to simply be here in the present moment. With your next breath, begin to turn your attention into your heart space. Take your time to feel into that place. where your true, authentic, and divine self lives. That's your essence. That's your light. And that's the part of you that never has to be pretended. It never needed to be anything other than you are. So let yourself rest here for a moment, because this is your truth. And this is where your home is, giving a safe space for all your power. And now gently ask yourself, where have I dimmed my light to make others comfortable? Or where have I abandoned myself with intention to keep the peace? Just notice those parts of yourself without any judgment. Truth is, you were only ever trying to stay safe. But now it's safe to choose yourself. This is where true peace comes from. It's safe to heal. It's safe to grow. And it's safe to raise your vibration, even if others don't understand. Now take another deep breath and feel what it's like to stand fully in your truth, to choose yourself, even if it triggers others, to love yourself, even if others don't know how, and to walk your path, even if it's different. You can allow yourself to let go of the urge to manage anyone else's reactions. You don't have to carry old connections that pull you down. Just let them go with love. And as it is safe to change, it's safe to attract people that match your new vibration, that choose themselves as much as you do. That's what it means to meet others in love, rather than from a place of ego and fear. Breathe that in. Let it anchor into your heart. Let it feel real. You are safe. You are worthy. And you are free. Now I want you to invite you to place a hand over your heart and gently affirm, I choose myself. I choose love. I choose to shine. And I allow myself to heal, to grow, and to attract love that meets me where I am. Just take a few peaceful breaths here. Feel the power of this choice. The safety in your heart and the freedom in being yourself. And when you're ready, gently begin to return to the space around you. Wiggle your fingers and toes and let your breath deepen. And when it feels right, open your eyes. Carry this truth with you. When you choose yourself, you don't lose anything or anyone. You just align with what's real, with love. I hope you enjoyed this meditation and have a wonderful sermon.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for another Sunday service. My name is Roxanne, and I will be doing the card reading for today. So the oracle deck that I've used for the card reading is Chakra Wisdom Oracle Cards by Tori Hartman. It's a very beautiful, colorful deck. So I'm going to be starting with the first card, which is Recovery. And I feel like this card fits in perfectly with what the twin flame journey is all about, which is you are really recovering from the wounds and the pain that you've been through throughout your life. And what I see here in this picture is a key and what looks to be God. And truly, God is the key to you moving forward on your path. So you must make a choice to heal what is in front of you. And when you do that, God will support you and God will love you through everything that you are faced with. And He will help you and support you and bring you to the other side of the upset. And so it's safe for you to relax here and receive the love that God is trying to give you. And essentially, that is the key to you recovering. That is the key for you to ascend into a higher vibration in your life. Our next card is Impatience. So, yeah, what I feel, and I think what sometimes we can experience on this path is this feeling of impatience, like things are not moving forward and they're not going fast enough. And it can be easy to have this feeling of wanting to control the journey and make it our own. But even by experience, that never usually works, right? You have to learn to be patient. And patience doesn't mean that things aren't happening. It doesn't mean that things aren't moving forward. It just means that certain things just do require a little bit more time, and it's okay for you to relax. It's okay for you to surrender control and realize that things will still shift because you're choosing love and because you're choosing to move through the upset that you're moving through right now. And so, yeah, it's really safe to trust that God is there with you. Just like in this picture, God is right there, and you can just sit back and enjoy and trust the journey. And the last card is Victim. So it's very common to see yourself as a victim when you're experiencing very challenging things on this path, which all of us at some point have experienced some very painful, whether it's just a memory of something you've been through or whether you're going through it right now. When those situations come up and they can be really painful and upsetting, it's okay to acknowledge that the situation is happening and to acknowledge the reality of what is being presented to you. But it's also essential to realize that you are not a victim to the situation that is in front of you right now. And I know it can be easy to get caught up with that, but it's safe to let go of this idea that you're a victim, because each one of us are a child of God and we're all here to learn, right? Being here on earth means that you're here to learn and to grow. And especially if you're on the twin flame journey and desiring your union and your harmonious union, a big part of that is to let go of any victim mentality and just like be present with everything that's arising. So it's really safe for you to let go of control and to just face whatever's in front of you with compassion, with love, and with acceptance, right? And knowing that, just like the first card, God has the key for you. And so there's nothing that is too hard for you to move through. And even though it might look like things are falling apart, or it might look like there's people in your life that are not agreeing with what you're doing, it's safe to just have faith that there's a reason why you're here and that God is bringing you to your highest good. And yeah, I feel pretty complete with that. And so thank you so much for listening to this reading, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of the Sunday service today.
Hello and welcome to today's Sunday service. My name is Dennis.
And I'm Nicole.
And we're happy to introduce Lau and Alex' sermon today. Lau and Alex have a very interesting discussion and share about how relationships change as you embark on the twin flame journey, as you embark on a healing journey. And yeah, I think for everyone who's been on a twin flame journey for quite some time, you've had an experience in some way or another of your healing and you changing as you heal, impacting your relationships around you. And yeah, we would like to start by just sharing some of our experiences with that to set the tone for Lau and Alex' sermon.
Jeff and Shaleia share that relationships are going to get revealed when you're with your twin flame. They share that you can see how the people are loving you or not loving you by seeing how they treat your twin flame. And we really experienced this in our own lives that, many relationships got revealed as we came into union.
Just to add to that, like why that's like the case, because I found that really interesting. It's because the twin flame is you. So it's like once you come into union, you can really see by how people treat your twin flame or how they feel about your twin flame, how do you really feel about you and where the relationship is really at, where like with you, especially if you had like, long standing relationships, sometimes like, just kind of like, I guess sometimes that when you're in it, it's more difficult to see what's going on. But then when your twin flame comes, it's almost like getting a bird's eye perspective on it. And then you can really see, okay, how is this person interacting with my twin flame? And yeah, it was really interesting for us where like, I had some relationships where I thought like, okay, it was loving relationships, but then they treated Nicole like shit, basically. And completely like rejected our union and wanted me to basically break up with her. And I was like, okay, this is really interesting because like I thought these were loving relationships that supported me. But then I could see kind of where the relationship was really at. And there was also some like, I guess, interesting dynamics. So like with some relationships, it was like they wanted to have a relationship with one of us, but not with both of us. And that was like interesting from the perspective where you could see how people kind of wanted to, I don't even know how to say that, like almost like claim them for you instead of having like a healthy relationship. And that's also where like, I guess like codependencies are breaking up when like you come into union with your twin flame, because anywhere where like someone was able to kind of have a relationship with you in a place where like your twin flame was meant to be, that like doesn't feel good anymore. So you're kind of really having this, I wouldn't say like detox or like just kind of like the status quo changing where like all of the relationships fall into the right place. And that's something like, we experienced strongly when we came into union, and also like, I mean, to this day, like we're still working through relationships and getting clear with things and healing around that. But yeah, that was just kind of interrupted you there. But like,
it was beautiful.
Yeah, I actually wanted to add just a short thing, and it became this huge.
It's okay.
Dear root. But yeah, please go back to what you were sharing.
Yeah, what I can add to that is that I struggled a lot with attachment to relationships, because I came sometimes to a point where I was kind of like, why having relationships at all? Because they can change, they can
fall away,
they can fall apart, but the only relationship which will last for eternity is the one with your twin flame, the safe container. You will always deepen and go deeper into love, and of course the relationship with God and the relationship with your guru. These are the relationships
you keep in your heart,
which you keep in your heart, and you will always have. And other relationships are supposed to change. So this is absolutely okay and normal, because every relationship has a purpose. And if there is no purpose to the relationship, it naturally evolves into falling apart, and
you're kind of growing apart, like naturally.
And it does not always need to be kind of like this
dramatic
fight where you, oh my God, we are not vibing anymore, and now you can love this relationship in a you always love the relationship fully, but it can fall into something beautiful where you can feel gratitude about having having the experience of had a beautiful relationship, and it's now time to move on. This was something I really had to learn on the journey, where I was kind of like, okay, it was nice, but it's time to move on. So not every relationship has this dramatic end when it comes to change.
Yep. I think one big lesson we also learned is that like you can absolutely have relationships with people who like are not on a healing journey yet. Like it's not, because I know sometimes when you're like on a healing journey and you're kind of like, like you're looking at the world differently, like you're living a different lifestyle. And I do feel like in the beginning, I mean, even later on, you do have this like experience of like, okay, we're living different lives here, but you can still have relationships with people who are not, actively healing, if there's a choice from both sides to
love each other.
And we had some relationships with like people, we still have with like people who like clearly are not choosing healing for themselves, but they're still choosing in that place where we have the relationship to love us unconditionally. And that's the place where we can have a relationship with them, and where like the relationship lives. And then also on the other side, like just because someone is on a healing journey doesn't mean that you automatically have like the perfect, amazing, wonderful relationship with them and vibe with them.
Or even have a relationship.
And I can say like we definitely had expectations when it comes to that to some degree. We thought like everyone who's on the twin flame journey or healing, like we're supposed to, like we should be able to have like a really great relationship going on. But sometimes, it's just like you're not vibing as people for whatever reasons, or like there's
not loving each other.
Or there's upsets, stuff to work through, or like kind of like, like what were I trying to say?
It's okay to,
not have a relationship
with everyone, and to really choose the people you vibe, and really, have this, feel good about it.
Exactly.
You are allowed to have relationships you feel good, and it's okay to not have relationships where it doesn't feel good, and to have a clear boundary, and you can still love people and don't have a relationship at all with them. That's also something which is possible. So there are many different aspects on relationships today.
I kind of feel complete here. Do you have anything else to add?
No, I guess I'm
Yeah, we are complete. Okay. Then lean back and enjoy Lau and Alex's sermon.
Hello, we are Lawrence and Alexandra, Executive Ministers for the Church of Union.
Let's begin with our 3 opening Oms and with our opening prayer. As usual, you can follow along in your heart or aloud. And now for our opening prayer.
I am the only child of God, forever part of Him. I am created by Him in perfection, and there I always remain. My mind is my sanctuary where I keep His holy creation sacred. I will only allow in His voice. I will only accept His word.
Today I will hear the word of God. I surrender myself to His teachings through His divine channel. I will honor what He has spoken and accept it as His will. I'll be obedient to His word, for this is my salvation. In Christ's name, Om. Amen. Welcome, everybody. Today, we wanted to go deeper with the topic of what really happens with people around you. The more that you continue to go on your healing journey, the more that you continue to ascend, the more that you, claim your twin flame union and your harmonious twin flame union. I think like discussing about this topic is really important because yeah, it like I guess like having the awareness that this is an actual thing, that this is happening, is very useful, so you know how to act in certain circumstances. So
Exactly.
the main thing that we want to like talk about, and this is something that I know Jeff and Shaleia have discussed about like in classes as well, is that people can have one of two reactions towards you in general, especially after you go deeper into your healing journey. They can be just like so attracted to you and so like interested about what you're doing, that and even if they like don't want to go on the journey themselves necessarily, there's just like a sense of like, I can see that you changed and I am fascinated by the way that you changed and I kind of want to know more about it. I am curious. I am like open. I am like fascinated by what I see in you because I know how you were and I see how you are right now, and oh my god, it's mind blowing. And the other reaction is like, oh my God, you changed. This is so bad. Or you're arrogant. Or you're like, you're not how you used to be. Or even going even harder, maybe attacking you or trying to put you down or having like a very visceral negative reaction. So essentially, people can have either a very positive reaction towards you being yourself and healing and being your, awesome divine self that you have claimed and you have worked with the mirror exercise to heal and embrace, or they can reject that part of that this new kind of version of you completely. And it can be like a very like, why does this happen? Why is this such a we have like either black or white with these reactions, and we can confirm, at least from our experience, these are the reactions. Yeah, either people love you or they're very repulsed by you and they absolutely want to have nothing to do with you. Like they might try to seem like in between for a short while, like somewhere in a gray area, but you will see that the more that you sit around these people, like they will be revealed eventually, and there's usually a black or white kind of situation. They either love you or they either feel very repulsed by you.
I mean, there's another case where people will be like all of a sudden repulsed by you, but they're, instead of like trying to make you feel bad about it, they're just opening up, and they might want to actually go deeper with themselves as well.
Well, yeah, that's like that's not the ripple. Like they're open, even if like
But-
initially like the reaction doesn't seem good.
Yeah, but the thing is, they could feel very bad, because I did have people where initially they felt very bad, and once we moved through that, they actually felt very good. They seem like, what I want to say with this is that they may seem like they don't want to, but as long as they communicate and they genuinely want to know, and they genuinely want to heal, they actually just want to have a deeper relationship with you, and they just don't understand why they feel like that.
Yeah.
I just wanted to mention it in this way to make sure it's,
Yeah. So let's see like what exactly is happening with people around you. And I want to clarify, this could be family members, this could be friends, this could be coworkers, this could be just random people that you meet, like a cashier at a store. We have had this level of interactions with all slices of life, so to say. And it's all about like the vibe that you have, especially after you have done like healing work. Like you have to see that, yeah, we work on attracting our twin flame, and even if you don't have like your twin flame necessarily physically next to you, you have changed. Okay, like you have like embrace maybe your authenticity deeper. Maybe you have accepted yourself on a deeper level. Maybe you love yourself more. Maybe you romance yourself more. And that's just something that you carry with you wherever you go. That's not something that you can hide. That's not something that, you can just like hopefully mask in some way. That it's not working like that. Your vibe is with you wherever you go. And the truth is that we as humans like really have interactions on a very energetical level all the time. When like the saying that you enter the room, or a person enters the rooms and you see them, and suddenly the whole room kind of like shifts. Maybe before it was a boring mood, and suddenly this person enters and they're like the life of the party, and like now we can start working, and everybody feels amazing because this person entered the room. Well, that person had a certain vibe, and the moment that they entered the room, the whole room shifted and felt it, right? And the same reaction can happen in a negative way, right? Where maybe the room is happy and a person enters the room and it's like there's silence. You have been in those situations, so we as humans like connect energetically and on a vibrational level. So I know that probably all of you know this, but I wanted to bring it back forward because it's such a basic thing. And I think that especially for maybe people like you that you're watching, that you're doing the mirror exercise and you started changing your life and you made like some improvements, started to place boundaries, like worked on yourself, grow, like had like growth within yourself. Maybe you don't consider how much that change that you have on a vibrational level is felt by people around you. And I guess like when it's a good reaction, you're like, oh my God, yeah. I see people all the time and be like in the, groups or stuff discussing about how the relationship with their parents like improved, and like the friend that they have a wonderful relationship more, so like there's like wonderful changes that can happen. But I think like I wanted to discuss more about this because there's really nasty reactions that people even have to you. And, I wanted to bring this thing like it's okay. And it's not your responsibility how people react to you being your authentic self. That's something that personally I have struggled with because I have healed, and I think I'm still healing through like a lot of people pleasing patterns. So I was so overly concerned about how people reacted to just me being myself. And I wasn't myself. I was a version of myself that I thought that would create the littlest negative reaction from anybody at any point in time. This is part of my unmasking journey, but maybe, I don't know, people pleasing is such a wild thing. I think like a lot of people can have people pleasing tendencies. So I'm just mentioning it. So yeah, but you can't live from that place where you are so overly concerned with what everybody thinks about you and how they feel or how
they react to you just being yourself, right? And especially with your healing, especially with your vibration, again, that's not really something that you can hide. That's something that is going to be felt, right? And people will react to it. People will have feelings. People will have opinions. People will project onto you whatever is getting triggered within them, that your vibe is kind of causing that trigger for them. So I think, like, again, discussing about this and having some awareness that this is a real phenomenon, this happens, this has happened to me. You can Jeff and Shaleia like have like some stories in Twin Flame Ascension School where they say like this is happening, has happened to them as well. And I know like a lot of people experience this, you know, when you go on your healing journey, when you change, when you raise your vibration, and especially it seems like when you embrace your own authenticity, people around you can have a tendency to just kind of flip out, you know.
Yeah, you know, like I remember about the situation from very long ago, even before we kind of came into this teaching, to see an example of that is that when I started speaking with Alexandra again after we haven't spoken for a while, and she was living at a time with the
A guy, my ex.
yeah, with her ex and with his family, and like what happened that like I remember this thing based on what you said. It's like I started to help her to heal, and she started changing, and then as she changed, like everybody turned from feeling good about her or being nice with you to actually being really not so good with you. You're saying that you're changing, you're doing something bad.
Yeah, exactly. Like I started healing with Lau, and I had like my ex's family just loved me. You know, I was like the perfect future daughter-in-law. And there was nothing going on between me and Lau at that point. I was just discussing about, you know, boundaries and just my overall happiness in general, because I wasn't very happy. Right. So like I was discussing about that, and Lau was helping me move through some stuff. And then I just made some changes to like really help myself be happier. And then people just freaked out. Like it was like, oh my God, what have you done? Like you're not the same person, like you're changing. The direction in your life is not good. And it wasn't like anything crazy. It was just like I decided to sit inside and, you know, be alone, I guess, like that, and read a book or something like that. It wasn't like
have personal space.
Yeah, exactly. I decided to have some personal space, and that triggered a lot of people. And I'm like, oh my God, what's going on, right?
Yeah, this goes further in the thing that when you start to be yourself and you choose yourself, some people that were benefiting from you not choosing yourself will get upset about you.
Exactly.
And that's a very common thing with when you don't have healthy relationships. And this is something you can see very clearly. When you choose yourself, regardless of whatever you've used to do before and how you've used to interact with others, in a situation, if you don't feel good, you don't act from that space of not feeling good, and you act from a place that feels good for you, and really what feels at peace. When I say good, I mean at peace, making sure, feeling at peace. And when you act from that space of peace, if people get upset at you because of that, they were benefiting from you not having like any boundary, because in that moment you're choosing yourselves, you're not giving to them, you're not providing to them something, energy, attention, and all of that stuff. So therefore, like, you have to get clear who is there for you and who's there not for you. And these things will happen. And it has happened to us, and it has happened many times. And just generally, like as you move through life, you will see people, or you'll see people that actually enjoy. Because I'm reminded of like I'm thinking a bit of our gym trainer. Like we manifested to have a gym trainer that helps us with, of course, the gym routine. But the thing is, he absolutely loves us. Why? Because we actually do what he guides us, and we're consistent into that. And one thing we didn't realize, that people usually like just are not so consistent, or like just complain a lot when doing exercises. But we don't necessarily complain so much. We do stuff because we enjoy and want to grow. But the point is, because this person also like got fed up by people just not choosing themselves, was so happy to see someone choosing themselves and following through with themselves. So that's going to be a thing. You're going to attract people around you that are going to like that they're going to choose themselves at a certain level, regardless if they're doing inner work or not. To a certain degree, there are people who are starting to choose themselves, and you're going to attract those so you can have better relationships around you.
Exactly. And there's going to be like a new wave of people that you will have to be willing to receive. If you hold on to old relationships or old friendships that are clearly kind of pulling you down, you're not allowing room in your life for maybe new people that really can appreciate you and love you and kind of want to be on the same page as you. Like us, like with the gym trainer, we only have a relationship about the gym and nothing else, right? Whatever. But we're like aligned, and it feels good because it's like, oh yeah, like we're in this together and we have like that one core value that it's interesting that I'm thinking about it, but we have a core value and we can have a relationship and a pretty good relationship because of that one core value that we have, which is about health and doing things correctly and going to the gym, being consistent, all of those stuff, right? That come into that. And you can connect with people in these places where you have like similar core values. Where in the past I noticed that I was relating to people because I don't know, attention or people pleasing or some codependency patterns that weren't healthy. So as you heal yourself and as you go deeper with yourself, you will attract better relationships. And I think like that's something that maybe you need to have some faith. If right now you are in a space where there doesn't seem to be good relationships, like we definitely had like a space like this where we were like, I guess we have our online community and whatever. It was not a lot of other people, but as we allowed ourselves to kind of go out and like connect, we saw people with kind of similar core values started to pop in, and it was really nice. It was really nice to have good kind of conversations about stuff, right?
Yeah, life in general. And it's not like we have very like we don't have very deep relationships necessarily with these people, but at least like we have people around in the places we go that kind of resonate with us, so we can have some kind of communication connection that can feel good. And you will always attract that towards you as you heal it within yourself, because you carry your vibration everywhere you go. You can go onto the other side of the world, wherever you're from, and you're still gonna, like, your vibration, what you attract, you're gonna find exactly the same people around there as well.
Yeah. Exactly.
That doesn't mean they're not gonna be people that are not nice, but you just put boundaries with those. Just to put perspective.
Exactly. So you'll find good people, and you will also find people who really want to push on your boundaries, really want to like be very mean and nasty for no particular reason. I had like an incident like the other day when somebody like messaged me asking something about twin flames, and I was like, okay, sure, you can go here and I can help you in that way. I was like, oh, no, I don't want that. And I'm like, well, okay, that's the only way that you can talk to me at this point in time. Why? Well, in the back end, I had like a lot of other stuff going on in my life. And, I didn't have time to listen to another person talking about their twin flame journey. Honestly, that's what was going on. But that person became just so triggered and so mean and lashed out at me in the worst way because I was like, no, you have to do this to talk to me. And I'm like, what's going on right now? This is very weird. And I just realized like people get so easily like triggered by being around us sometimes. And that can happen to you as well. Like you again, being in your authenticity, being in your love, being in who you are can really trigger people around you. And it's interesting. It's not something that you can control. And I think like it's not something that we can control either. It's not something that, anybody can control. Like again, you cannot hide your vibration and you cannot dim your light. If you dim your light, you're not honoring yourself. So you must shine your light. And yeah, some people will be attracted to you, they will fall in love with you, and they will have amazing relationships. And some people will be repulsed by you. And I think like when that repulsion happened, at least for me, I struggled for a while to understand it's actually not my fault, right? Because I was tempted. Maybe I should dim my light. Maybe I should do these things, like things differently, so I don't like, kind of rub people the wrong way. I should be more chill a little bit. But no, that's not how I honor myself. And if I don't honor myself, I don't want honor other people. Like if I don't love myself, I can't love anybody else. So it's really part of that. So I invite you to maybe like think about yourself and see, are you holding back in any ways? Are you not expressing yourself authentically in any way? And allow yourself to explore like why and what are you afraid of? What do you think will happen? What do you feel you may lose? And I can tell you, like, at least for me, whenever I stepped in new places of self-authenticity, when I chose to like embrace myself, no matter what others thought, the people that mattered really embraced me deeper. That person, one of them being my twin flame, right? Like I never had like anything bad happen with my twin flame by me myself. He has always accepted me and went deeper in relationship with me when I accepted myself and I chose to be more authentically myself. But in other friendships, they could bloom and develop, right? And other relationships, some relationships fell away, but other new relationships came up that feel way better, that feel, like in this new space, right? And that's okay, and you'll have to like understand like the only person that will stay for you for a long time, forever in your life is your twin flame. So you can, mess it up with your twin flame. But with everybody else, you will have like just, tides and waves and like phases of life with people. And one thing that I was struggling is like trying to control and not let people go because, it's bad, or like, oh my God, things are changing. I had like a struggles with change as well. So but things will change, relationships will change. And you have to be willing to kind of go with the flow with these relationships. Yeah.
And I feel like another piece about it, to go with the flow. And I know, like, I was speaking with someone about some challenge in the relationship she was kind of trying to release from her life. And in this challenge was that this person all of a sudden, as they wanted, didn't want to have a relationship, with, started to try to put energy into to keep that person in the relationship, or try to make, okay, let's discuss about these things, let's kind of do this, instead of like, moving forward with their life and just stopping the relationship. And in that moment, this person that I was talking with felt like had to abide by those things, answer to those things, to make sure that other person doesn't get hurt. So one of the things is that when you start to change and you're like, okay, I cannot have this relationship, whatever relationship, and then the other person tries to like doesn't feel good about it and tries to change you back into it, or tries to make you feel that by you choosing yourself you're hurting them. If you're holding on to savior complex, you're gonna feel bad letting go of people. You're gonna feel like you're hurting others, but you have no power to hurt others. You cannot hurt another if they don't choose to be hurt. And when you choose yourself, you're not gonna hurt anybody. When you choose yourself, only the ego will get hurt. So if they see themselves as that, then they will get hurt because they chose to get hurt, not because you're choosing yourself. It has nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
So it's really important to understand that you're not responsible for other people's feelings, emotions, and where they're at. When you choose love and choose yourself, and others say that they experience hurt because you did that, it's not because you chose love. It's because they are choosing to experience that pain and has nothing to do with you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good. So I hope this conversation kind of helps you just know where to place boundaries, because I know I was internalizing a lot of others people's feelings and reactions to me and myself, which is very heavy and draining, and I do not recommend to do. But yeah, I hope like this conversation can help you just open up towards like this and look within yourself and hopefully choose to shine your light brighter, because I know that good things happen when you do shine your light brighter and you allow yourself to just be who you are, like unapologetically yourself. Yeah. Good. So it's alms and prayer.
Prayer and alms.
It's prayer and alms time, guys. Good.
Father, I accept your word into my heart. I'll honor your will in my life and will follow you without hesitation anywhere you ask. I know you guide me into your heart where I belong. I accept that you are everywhere and your teaching is in all things. God, I know you provide me clarity in this teaching of union, that I may be forever in union with you.
I accept that you are in me as you are in my brother. I will not deny my brother your word and will share your teachings with him in any way you ask and only as you ask. For when I share my salvation with him, I fully claim my salvation and return to you with him. In Christ's name, Amen.
Speaking this prayer in your heart means that you have accepted that you are on the path of awakening through your true divine nature. This is what it means to be a unionist. Follow the teaching of union with God wherever you find them and purify your consciousness into perfect union with your Creator.
And now for our 3 closing Oms. Thank you for joining us today in this sermon, and I hope you have a wonderful week.
Namaste.
Welcome back. We hope that you enjoyed the sermon. I'm just going to start and share the piece that, I resonated with the most. And it was definitely that part where Alex shared how, like, you're just going to trigger people sometimes, and it will seem like for no reason at all. And like one thing she mentioned was like how she healed a lot around not internalizing that. And that's definitely something like I can share that we healed a lot too, because like we had instances too where it felt like, okay, like someone kind of completely freaked out on us. I was like, what's going on? What happened? Like I hardly said anything, or just like, very few words. And it really confused me in the beginning. And I kind of went around being like, okay, what did I do wrong? What can I change? What can I do to not have people, feel triggered or freak out on me? And then I think as we're here, we just kind of realized, okay, it had nothing to do with us. We didn't do anything wrong. we're just ourselves. And like there's nothing you can do to like change how someone reacts, because if they're triggered, and like they have to make that choice to heal through it. And you can't influence that. You just have to take it as it comes, and like, set appropriate boundaries and move on if necessary.
This is a very important piece, that you honor that you are on the twin flame journey, and in loving yourself and healing yourself, you have a different vibration than you had even yesterday. So it's a natural thing that you trigger people, but to also allow yourself to honor that and be aware of wherever you go, this impacts people either on a positive way or on a negative way. And that's okay. And just to be
Mindful of
that. That's something what really stood out for me as well.
If you desire to support the Church of Unions movement, then please head over to unionism.org, where you can donate or tithe. And we also invite you to join our after church tea time that's happening right after the sermon in our Unionism spiritual discussion group on Facebook. And we look forward to seeing you next time.